Okay, aloha everyone. This is Miracle King. Thank you so much for beaming in with me on the Kamuniversity portal. Today, this very moment, I want to talk about embracing the dark night of the soul in the human game. Right now, in this moment, you can feel it and I can feel it. There is a great miasma. Sort of like here and over our heads. And this miasma is this electro smog of 5G. It is artificial intelligence technology. It is satellites that are connecting from up there and then onto our smartphones. And it has contributed through our unconscious desires and motives to this electro-psychological miasma that is creating dysfunctionality, it is creating depression, it is creating a super duper energy field that is vibrationally de-evolutionizing. Some people call it the mass formation. But what I want to talk about is how to embrace this energy, because it is like a pressure cooker, okay? We just moved through this whole C19 planned demonic pandemic, which is on the back burner for 1 minute. And it's funny how literally that narrative changed within 24 hours into war. World War, the program, the card, playing the cards on the table. I've been talking about this a lot. This card on the table is now infiltrating our consciousness, and it is really forcing us to actually move into the third card, which is this hyperinflation, which is now moving into depression economically, and potentially this super great depression that I've been talking about that's potentially going to be coming about this year in 2022. And obviously the fourth card is tons of earth changes. So we've got these 4 cards that are being played. The first one was the medical pandemic. The second one is another war. And then we have the card of economic disparity and total 10x depression of the Great Depression in the early 1900s. That's the third card. And the fourth card is the environmental catastrophe, which is ongoing, obviously, because some of it is geoengineered and some of it is actually natural. These are all 4 things that are being played to force us to do what? Well, it is forcing us to go from the outside technology and the reliance on it to the point where we're spending more energy on the outside on matter-to-matter technology than actually going on the inside into the Innerology. So Innerology is something I want to talk about because Innerology demystifies the reliance on outer technology. Of course, I always say you need to use technology because it's a necessary thing right now, and we need to manage our time on the outer technology. But this is a fair warning. We are soon going to, on the timeline that we're on, we are going to see a point where technology is going to be so invasive that it will be depleting on our bodies to the point where we can no longer actually function with them. The smartphone, smart pad, smart laptop idea to create a smart country, a smart world, is part of this Great Reset plan. And there are parts of my inner intelligence that know on a deep feeling level that this is going to play out all the way. But soon enough, those of us who are listening to this transmission, we are going to absolutely need at a soul level to come fully into Innerology. not only to balance this use of benevolent technology, but to take full omniversal responsibility for our connection to the blueprint of our Innerology. The Innerology pathway leads to the daily miracle work. And you're going to understand this more than ever before as I come out with my new offerings here in the weeks and next cycles ahead of time. I'm diligently working on them. But I will continue to give free update transmissions on Kamuniversity portal because we are coming into a compression chamber right now. And so many of us can feel this anxiety, we can feel this stress, we can feel old pains and hurts, even though the C19 thing has gone on the back burner until the next version of disease, illness propagated as a bioweapon is going to come out. We have this little bit of time to embrace life as it is, normal. But is anything normal anymore? No, it's not, because now we're seeing the screw tighten on the vice, especially in the Western states, of hyperinflation of prices, everything from buying bread to drinking water to renting a vehicle to getting a hotel room to travel expenses to electricity bills raising, rent is raising. All of these things are compressing the chamber. And that's why I've always said, like, you need to embrace and do your own research into the decentralized narrative, because you need to diversify your assets right now. You need to diversify your radiant mental health awareness, your spirit consciousness connection by doing coherent meditation. And you also, in this world, matter to matter, on purely the mediators between goods and services being exchanged, you have to do your own research for the DeFi, DAO, decentralized narrative. It is crucial. Not just Bitcoin, but many others are going to assist and support those of us who are choosing to embrace the benevolent aspect of outer technology in order to further our livelihoods and be able to sustain and thrive in these incredible life-transforming moments. So, the dark night of the soul. This is something that has been coming up because I have been through a lot of dark nights. I've been through 7 life, death, rebirth experiences. I've gone to the other side. I've communicated with my ancestors and my guides. I have been shown the reality of what it is. And honestly, as people pass on for whatever reason, whether it's a shock to your system or whether it's a natural death, you have to take responsibility. You have the ability to respond by celebrating the death transition. We have to raise the vibration, because I know there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of grief, there's a lot of like, how did this happen? Shock and awe. But all of these neurological traumas, whether they're small or they're large or they're medium or they're mini, it doesn't matter. It all adds up. It adds up. And it creates a field of cognitive dissonance. So if you have those magnetic feelings with the electricity that's already happening, right, with all of this 5G and all of the chemtrails and all of these things, it's forcing this compression chamber of the unconscious to arise. Okay, the unconscious is arising. So even worse off things like the potential for war, the potential for skirmishes and rage and robbing and stealing and Sodom and Gomorrah and all of this abuse of energy, of power, of women, of children, all of these things are part of this dissonance forming, this miasma. So the quest is, how do we break through this miasma? Especially in the West, especially in the United States of America. We break through by going into absolving the 5 sensory world as much as possible. How do we do that? Well, this is part of the work that I'm curating right now to be able to guide those of you through the self-care mastery process. I can't stress this enough. We have to do this work every day and every night in the waking, dream, and dreamless states so that we are living awake in the dream and we are dreaming alive in the sleep or the horizontal night dreaming patterns. Crucial, essential, mandatory. There are many different ways, whether it's sitting meditation, walking meditation, laying down meditation, standing meditation. There's different ways. You can take meditation into your swimming. You can take your meditation into your martial arts. You can take your meditation into training. You can take your meditation into working out. You can take your meditation into your aerobics programs. You can take your meditation into hiking. You can take your meditation into surfing. Okay, I'm here in Honolulu, here in Waikiki, and that is literally what I do every day. I go into a state where I can absolve and dissolve all my thought patterns and move into this mental awareness and coherent living frequency and vibration where whatever I'm doing with the body, I'm sustaining that emptiness awareness. I'm sustaining that divine voidal intelligence. But first, I have to take that 20 minutes when I wake up, and I take that 20 minutes before I go into the night dreaming time, and I do that dissolving of 3-dimensional, 5 sensory world existence. And I elevate my feelings with gratitude, appreciation, joy, laughter, happiness for everything that I'm proud of in my day review as well as in my night dream review. So there's 2 different reviews that you got to do so that you can start actually lensing towards changing basic habits, behaviors, belief systems, and refire inside of our brain the neurons, right? The neurotransmitters, the synapses have to fire in new ways. But in order to do that, we have to be able to sustain a practice of coherent voidal meditation. But I want to invite you to really understand that the only way out of this miasma before it's too late is to go in. And one of the other essential aspects is what I've talked about many times before, including what helped me in my total spontaneous regeneration experience, was to go into a light deprivation retreat. Have the experience, go into the journey of dark room, voidal light deprivation. It forces the voidal intelligence to be embraced by your soul. And of course, it's not for the faint of heart because your personality will struggle. Your personality, your egoic identity will fight for survival. It will do everything it can not to go into the dark. But we have to get to this emotional and psychological resilience as coherent consciousness warriors of the absolute most multidimensional degree to embrace everything that we are afraid of, that we are resisting, that we are in denial of, all of our self-worth or lack of, all of our self-loathing, all of our disgust and our shame and our guilt and our everything that is below the surface of all the stress and anxiety that's happening right now. We have to embrace that in the void. And I will be curating and guiding a series of these experiences through Kamuniversity portal and Innerology and Miracle.work coming up really soon. So I'm inviting you ahead of time to start to become aware that it is essential for humanity to sustain and thrive in its resilient nature, primordial resilient nature, by embracing the concept and actually choosing to go into the dark room experience. It is here that we can recreate, regenerate, and completely come into homeostasis with our entire body, and to actually propagate and create whole new timelines where we are fulfilling our divine blueprint, our soul's mission, and we're doing it with vitality, we're doing it with lots of energy, we're doing it with tons of divine joy, and we're overflowing in our presence. Because ultimately, we want to be overflowing in our presence. We want to move beyond all of this FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, despair, that's being propagated on all levels, and move into a state where we can get on a track that's going to support us, and we get into these spaces of infinite flow. And synchronicities and serendipities become part of our new normal, and therefore we are no longer mystified by what is fundamentally miraculous and base level foundation. So if we can demystify everything that we have said, oh, that's way out there, or that's not something that I'll ever experience, and say, you know what, I can leave my comfort zone, which is filled with stress, filled with anxiety, filled with pressure, whether it's social, familial, peer, government, country. We can then move our awareness, and sometimes even our body, into a new location and point of space-time. And from this point, we can then merge and marry with it, and this is really the foundation of Innerology and the miracle work. And I want to invite you right now to go into this space and to bring your presence right now into this space. And I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And I want you to expand your spine. And we're just going to spend a few moments in time-space. And I'm going to invite you just to watch your breath. So as you inhale through the nose, and you exhale through the mouth, making sure that you're diaphragmatically breathing, meaning as you inhale, you're coming all the way into your belly, expanding your belly out like a balloon. And as you exhale, your belly's going down, and you're exhaling through the mouth. You're relaxing the jaw. And you're just sitting in this awareness. You might have a lot of thoughts right now. You may have a lot of electricity moving in your brain. But just slow it down by concentrating and focusing your attention on the breath. Inhale through the nose, expand the belly, contract the belly, exhale through the mouth. Create this cycle and this circuit until it's a rhythm. And through this emptiness awareness, through the breath, I want you to imagine that you're dropping into infinite black space. Most of you are going to imagine yourself floating in the nighttime sky, as if you were laying down and visualizing the nighttime sky. You can go ahead and do that, but then I want you to imagine that every single star and light that you see in the nighttime sky just gently starts to wink out. And everywhere you look, there's just empty space. Keep the rhythm of your breath, of this emptiness awareness. I want you to dissolve your ability to see into this empty space. On the next inhale, exhale, I want you to dissolve your ability to smell into this empty space. On the next breath, I want you to dissolve your ability to touch into this empty space. And on the next breath, I invite you to dissolve the sense and your ability to hear into this empty space. On the next inhale, I'm going to invite you to release the sense and the ability to taste into this empty space. So as you release everything that keeps you in the 3D sensory world, which is taste, touch, smell, hearing, and seeing, as we dissolve all 5 of these sensory capabilities into empty space, you're going to bring your focus and your intention onto your heart. In the center of your chest. Breathe into that space and open and dissolve it into empty space. You're going to bring your attention now, after the next inhale, bring your awareness and connection to the base of your spine at your root center. Clenching your perineum for a moment. Bringing your focus and your attention to that clenching of your perineum, the base of your spine. And dissolve it into empty space. And on the next inhale, exhale, I want you to bring your awareness and your conscious attention to the point between your eyebrows, your first eye. Point between your eyebrows. Some people call it the third eye, but for me it's the first eye. Bring your awareness. Feel your attention coming to the point between your eyebrows, in the middle of your brain. Feel it, sense it, and dissolve it into empty space. Bringing your awareness and your attention to the heart, into the root, into the third eye. Bringing your awareness to the space 1 foot above your crown, the 8th center. Bring your attention and awareness. You can imagine as if a puppet string is pulling your spine up to that 1 foot above your crown, to that 8th center. Give it attention. Imagine that you are receiving all that is into your field. Focus on that point and then dissolve the 8th center into empty space. Breathe, feel, surrender and relax into empty space. And from this point of the 8th center, we're now going to come straight down as if there is a line, a ray of light coming straight down your crown, through your neck, into your heart, to your 4th center, down your 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st center at the root. And I want you to imagine you're going to access the 9th center, which is 1 foot below your root, which is the connection into the inner planes of planet Earth Gaia. There's a small 9th center, sub-root center. This is the energy that grounds you and anchors you into the magnetic field of Earth. Bring your attention and focus 1 foot below your sit bones, anchoring that center, bringing your awareness attention to it. Breathe into it and dissolve it into empty space. Invite you just to rest in this primordial awareness within empty space. If any thoughts come up, I invite you just to come back to the center of homeostasis, allowing the thoughts to pass by like clouds in the sky on a windy day. Staying in your center, staying dissolved into this empty space. Continuing to breathe, the emptiness awareness breath. Breathing in through your nose, the emptiness. Exhaling through your mouth, the awareness. Breathing through your nose, the emptiness. Expanding the emptiness in your belly. Collapsing the belly, expelling awareness through your mouth. Inhaling emptiness. Exhaling awareness. Do this on your own for a few more breaths. Continue to breathe the emptiness awareness breath. Resting in this spaciousness. I want you to imagine right now a non-physical intelligence is giving you a message. Could be a word, could be a feeling, it could be nothing, it could be everything. But you are now receiving something from the non-physical intelligence in this empty but aware space. Imagine that it's coming back down into your hearts, speaking to your soul, and you are receiving the exact information that you're needing right now in this moment. Allow what you receive to expand in your heart. And feel the gratitude and appreciation for this empty, aware breath meditation. I'm going to invite you, however you're listening to this, and we're going to make the sound of 3 ahs from our heart to expand what we have received into the world of the 3D. So go ahead and take a deep inhale. And then exhale completely. Inhale. 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 Gently bring yourself back to your body, activating a whole new portal of time within 3D space. Opening your eyes, gently feeling your fingers. Take a normal breath. Mahalo keakua. Thank you so much. And if you can please like this transmission, please subscribe to Kamuniversity Portal if you haven't already, and share this all over. Create this as a free shareable energy and enjoy your wonderful day or your night dream. May it be blessed. Look forward to sharing more soon.